Alright, so purpose is a question that lots of people ask me, and it sounds something like this. Steve, I don't feel like I'm on purpose, I need some help. And that's a really great question, and I love the way that people phrase that, because it's consistent every single time, and it sounds exactly like that. I don't feel like I'm on purpose, and that basically means that I don't feel that I am on purpose. I'm lacking some kind of feeling inside myself that makes me think that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I suffer from this constantly. I mean, I have a couple hats that I wear. I do videos. Right now I'm doing videos for Dr. Nima Rahmani, and that's great, awesome, inspiring work. But I've done videos for lots of people, and I often get very disconnected from my purpose for videos and being an artist in that way. And I also do music, and sometimes I get disconnected from that, and sometimes I just get disconnected from serving people, helping people. But those are basically the three areas of my life that I really love to work on. And some people say you should find one, but whatever. Let's just everyone's different. But for me, having that lack of connection is really frustrating, because it does feel, and it creates this weird anxiety of I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing or whatever, and then you start searching for this purpose, a never-ending story kind of thing that just never happens. And I've studied this for quite a long time. I have a book that I read about it. A couple of books actually, but one of the cool ones was What Should I Do With My Life by Pearl Bronson. I thought that would be a really good title to read because it made sense, and I was looking for that in my life. And I read the book, and it's funny because it's a collection of stories of people who feel like they have figured out what their purpose is in life. And pretty much none of them ever had like some kind of stroke of insight or vision or whatever what it was. Pretty much everybody kind of just walked into it by accident and ended up really loving what they were doing. And it just allowed them to feel that they were really connected and contributing to the world in some way and doing something meaningful with their life. And so there's a big difference between being on purpose, which everyone just fantasizes about, makes this big grandiose thing, and actually feeling in the same way. And it's really not that hard to do, but you have to make that differentiation between, are you just kind of not connected to what you're doing and thus hating it and then feeling like you're not connected to a purpose, or are you actually doing actions which just don't align with you? There's a big difference between that. But what I find most of the time is that people are just not connected to the feelings of purpose, and so they start hating what they do, and that's just a lack of appreciation. So how do you solve that? And I had a great consult with this yesterday with a really good friend of mine, and he's having a bit of a challenge, and with his clinic that he works in, that he runs, and it was really neat, because this is another piece I'll just share about purpose and the feeling of purpose. Is if you are missing that and you're like, I don't feel like I'm on purpose, well, how do you know what feeling on purpose actually means unless you've already had it, right? So we always know what that feels like. It's just we have a lack of that right now. But there's a process to being able to actually have those feelings anytime. You can have this at 24/7. You could say, hey, man, it's my purpose to put on my chapstick right now. It's my purpose right now to write on the whiteboard. And it feels purposeful to me just because I've kind of hacked this feeling of fulfillment, which is really cool. So I'm just going to share how I would do this and how I did this with my client yesterday. So basically, kind of what you want to do is you want to say, okay, here I am here. So that's me. And this is my past, and this is my future. So what most people do is they have memories of the past where they felt this way, and projections and imaginations of the future where they think they would feel this way. And both will do the same result. But there's a difference here, and a very big distinction that I want to make. Because if you don't feel like you're on purpose, and then you start chasing activities and things that you think will get you on purpose, or you maybe are looking to build a business to get you to those feelings, you're going to have a real hard time doing that if you don't already have those feelings, because you are then operating from a place of inefficiency, ineffectiveness, and your gas tank is not full, and you're dealing down with the soot and the dirt at the bottom of the gas tank, and you're trying to build a business to get you to feel like you want to feel, and that's just not going to work. You really want to operate from a space of inspiration and enthusiasm for what you want to create, and that is a result of actually getting those feelings in the present moment, which we all have access to 24/7, by the way. So basically what you do is you say, all right, so what are these feelings that I imagine I'm missing, and go and identify where you had these in your life at certain times. Okay, so maybe it's one memory, two memories, three memories, whatever. Just kind of remember those things. And what you want to do is you want to ask these questions. You want to ask, just go into the moment and say, what did that moment give me? And maybe for me it's like, when I found this guitar or something, or when I picked up my first electric guitar. I mean, who knows? But let's just say that's it. Well, why was that important to me? Because it just sounded beautiful, you know. And what did that give me? You know, what did that give me? It sounded beautiful. It's a beautiful sound ability to play. I love it. Why is it important to me? Because I love the sound of it. And how does it help me feel? It helps me feel connected to it. Right? So I feel that feeling right now. It's like, whoa, you know. And so I can bring that into my body. I can bring that into my awareness at any given time just by remembering this stuff and appreciating it. Because there's a difference between remembering it and missing it and running a story about it, and actually remembering it and actually appreciating it and bringing it into your present body. Because we always have access to this, and that's a big difference between, I see, from people who are succeeding and people who get really stuck. As the people who get stuck, they miss. The people who move forward, they appreciate. Big difference. So the other piece here, which is cool, is you want to also look at your imaginations in the future and say, well, so right here, future, you want to ask this question. You just want to look at it and say, okay, well, what am I imagining that if I was doing it, it would provide these feelings for that? And these are just feelings. All we're doing is imagining or remembering feelings, and we have access to that all the time, because it's, I mean, you got to think about it this way. You are the person who is imagining it and remembering it, so it's all in here anyway. You have access to all the feelings in your mind. So what you want to do is you want to say, what would it be? What do I imagine it should be? Which is just going to be sort of a future projected imagination of the memory anyway. But so you bring this here, and then you look at the future and say, well, what do I think it would bring? What do I think it would give me? And sometimes you have intentions. Like for me, I know I've got intentions for music stuff. I've got intentions for video stuff. I've got intentions for my teaching stuff, seminars and workshops, you know, online programs, stuff like that. Got all these cool intentions. But if I'm blocked in any way from actually accomplishing these things, which happens to me quite a bit, and I'm sure happens to you too, the reason I'm blocked is because I'm not actually feeling the way that it would be feeling in my imagination if that were the case, if I was doing that stuff. And so I'm blocked essentially because I'm not actually appreciating those feelings, because I'm pushing them into the future and I'm making a disconnection between myself and in the future. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, well, what are my future intentions? You know, maybe it's, you know, music, maybe it's, you know, video. That's just for me. Maybe it's teaching, whatever. And then you just want to ask kind of the same questions in a future version. So you say, okay, so if I was doing that with my music, what would that give me? And why would that be important to me? And how would that help me feel? So I could look at this right now. I mean, I want to do a seminar pretty soon, but I'm actually doing a performance this Friday. So I'm going to do music. So this performance on Friday, what would that give me? The opportunity to sing in front of lots of people and do my chanting with my wife and have a great time and really lead a chant and have a really inspirational moment. Why is that important to me? Because I love doing that. And how would that help me feel? It helped me feel super grateful, and I can't wait to do it. So I can bring those feelings. And where do I feel that? I feel that behind my eyes. I feel that in my body. I just bring it in the present. And as that happens, I feel like I'm there. And that's a huge component to purpose, because if you're imagining it but you don't feel like you're in it, there's a disconnect, and you're not going to feel worthy of moving forward on it, because because you're not appreciating who you are, you're not appreciating that, and it's just all about appreciation. There's a lack thereof of fair exchange in that way. But if you're able to bring it back into the moment and you feel it and you're already grateful for it, the likelihood of you taking action for it is a lot higher, because you're inspired by it. And being inspired by it is way more effective and efficient than just being, you know, fantasizing about it and then feeling this lack thereof feelings, which are just your own disconnection from being able to appreciate and integrate your past and future and your present. So really it's all about appreciation and integration. And why do I say that? Because integration is import that into the mind. Why is it important to you? And where do you feel it? That's the integration part. So you can appreciate, but without the integration and bring it into the body, into the present moment, it's not going to last. You're just going to be writing lists time after time after time and not really get it. This is just a very simple process that can help you connect to the feelings of purpose, so that you're not asking me that question of, I don't feel like I'm on my purpose right now. Well, you know, feelings are very manipulable. And you can get pretty much all the feelings you want at any given time. And you can use that to your advantage. And it helps you move towards purpose. So anyway, hope you liked that video. If you have any questions, put a comment below, send me a message. Like the video, share the video. If you think that someone could use this, please share it and tag them in it. And other than that, thank you so much for watching. This one was a great one. I like that. And hope that works for you as it has for me. So that'd be cool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.